Here's what I recommend. Up top, where it's close to your mouth so they can hear you speak. You can place it anywhere you want. But I've been doing this since November. Again, the very first person I interviewed was Chris. And we just talked about just aspects of fitness and life and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
We touched on his cosplay and all that. But then the next person I interviewed was my boy Lucas. He's a bodybuilder. Anyway, I got better over time doing this because my very first interview was 14 minutes. Then gradually over time, like my longest interview was like 1 hour and 4.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason, because again, everybody's 5 W's to lifting is different. So what I do is I have a sit down with you, like such, talk to you, have you introduce yourself, and then I have you tell me your story. So with that being said, camera been rolling, everything content.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off like I always started. If you see me looking at the camera, funny story. I did one interview with somebody and the camera cut at 12 minutes and I was like, yo! I was mad as fuck. But if you see me just looking over, I'm just making sure like, okay, yeah, no, we're still rolling. And then, we're in. But thank you for allowing me to have this sit down with you. A friend of mine, Chris, big shout out. He networked and he asked you, mutual followers, had a little talk. So thank you for allowing me to have this sit down with you. Thank you for allowing me to interview you for my channel. So with that being said, I've done most of the talking for 2 minutes. Let me grab my other phone, but so what I do is, right, in these interviews, I set the clock for 15 minutes, right? And then I don't have questionnaires or anything. I just go with the flow. When the timer goes off, I ask like, hey, can we continue? If you want to cut it at that 50, because again, we could talk about anything. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable and be like, yeah, nah, let's. You good. You good. You good. You're good, sis. But other than that, introduce yourself. I'm going to grab my phone. And again, just thank you. You can start with whatever you want, like your name, age, all that other stuff, hobbies, and we'll go from there. I'm going to grab the other phone.
All right, well, my name is Tristian Benson. I'm located here out of Fayettevilles, North Carolina.
Okay.
I am 24 years old. I recently just graduated from East Carolina University with a bachelor's degree in exercise physiology. So, what I do now, I work for Fayettevilles Healthplex as an exercise physiologist / fitness specialist. And I'm just
hear that, y'all? He's giving me so much shit to talk about already. Now go ahead. Yeah.
And you know, I do that working with all different kinds of clientele, and I also do cosplay. You know, going to cons, conventions, doing anime challenges with people, doing different anime-inspired workouts, and I also like to blend the fitness with my cosplay. So everything's about fitness in my life, essentially, from my occupation to like I go work at the gym, then I get out of the gym, go to the gym again to work out again, and hang out there at the gym when I'm done with my workout. So it's like
your life is literally the gym.
It's literally just me in the gym the whole time.
That capital J-I-M. Now let me stop. So if you don't mind me touching on it, because again, you are a cosplayer. I want to touch on the cosplay before we get in the other aspects of it. So, like, what got you into anime, and then we'll start with what got you into cosplaying, I guess. So, like, what got you into anime? Because you know, some people they view anime as like cartoons, and then you know us anime fans, nerds, we look at people just like, how dare you? But yeah, but so what got you into anime, brother?
My parents really put me onto Pokemon when I was younger. So
Good job, Mom and Pop.
Yeah, they did a great job. So they put me on the Pokemon cards and watching the Pokemon anime. They would give me the pre-release games. Like that's how on top of it they were with me. And that slowly got me into.
I'm gonna do that with my kids.
It's like hey, then they're gonna love you for it in the future, man. And look, like it was almost like a gateway. So it was like when I saw Dragon Ball when I was like a preteen, and I saw Naruto when I was younger, it was just like, it was almost like if it was muscle memory. Like I'm like, okay, this is similar of a
What was your very first Pokemon game, out of curiosity?
First game.
Say gold, silver, crystal, be like, he's a rookie. Nah, but yeah, what was it?
It was the first game I ever played was Crystal, but the first cartridge I ever had was Fire Red Leaf Green.
Ah, so you grandfathered it. Good job. Nah, but yeah, okay.
Right.
My bad. Continue. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I played almost every single game to the current games, and like it was something that's like, you know, as you get older and a teen, everybody around you is like, oh, why are you still into that? And it's almost like I was like, no, I'm not. But then I go home and I go play the games. I'm gonna
say this, they should feel stupid because you know how much they going for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All them people that used to get made fun of, they probably made. But I'm sorry. So the one thing about my interviews, again, I go off flowing energy, but like as we talk, like I'll. But anyway, I'm sorry, brother. Continue.
Okay,
yeah.
No, and it helped me to be like, okay, well, this is similar to this, so I'm gonna get into this. And I saw Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball was
Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
So the reason why I asked, because some people, they didn't have that luxury, especially depending on the time they were born and when they were introduced to anime. Some people really didn't get to see it like in sequence. Like, so I'm 32, right? You feel me? So I saw, I'm not old, y'all. No, let me stop. But yeah, I grew up watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Like some people, you know, they again, some of the youngins, in my humble opinion, they'll be like. They're like, was Dragon Ball around first before Dragon Ball Z? And then, you know, you got to complete. But anyway, I'm sorry, brother, continue.
Yeah, it was Z.
Okay.
Z was the biggest one.
But you did watch Dragon Ball first?
No.
Oh, so you one of them youngins that
I
watched
was
it out
one
of
of the
season?
ones where it was like, they were, when it was Toonami, right? And then when there was Adult Swim at night, they would show nothing but, it would show nothing but Dragon Ball.
Okay.
You know, it's Dragon Ball Z. And what I'd watch, and like I would stay up late, and I was a late kid playing on my Nintendo DS Pokemon, right? And
while watching anime.
While watching anime, right? It's just like typical, you know, anime kid behavior. And I would see it, and the one that stuck out the most was the Cell Saga for me. And that was the one arc where I really started keying it, because like I watched Dragon Ball, and it's like the original Super Saiyan transformation with Goku it's iconic. You know, it's amazing.
Legendary?
It's legendary. The legendary Super Saiyan, right?
Rip Akira Toriyama.
Hey, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to the guy, man. He created such a beautiful story. And then going into the Cell arc, for me, Vegeta and Trunks were my two favorite characters of the entire show.
You know what? I get it. I'm not. Typically, when I hear somebody talk, I'll be like, I get it, but not really. But I do get it because again, everything has a blueprint, you know. But you know what? I get it. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always one of those people. It's like you like blue, I like red.
Okay.
You like black, I like yellow.
Okay,
you know?
so
I'm a contrarian.
black and yellow. Yeah, no, I got you.
Right.
So no,
You know?
well, this is the nerd in me coming out, but it's just like because I grew up watching it, and it's kind of like, you know, people when Goku first went Super Saiyan, everybody that, you know, in the anime, you know, we probably got bullied a lot for it, but nobody cared. Look how we turned out now. But not everybody wanted to go Super Saiyan, and then, you know, they had these advancements, you know, they you know, there's beyond Super Saiyan, and then like a lot of us today, I'm gonna fast forward but bring it back, I promise you. A lot of us today, like, you know, we use that as motivation now when we in the gym. You know, I can't tell you how many times, like, I was on the Stairmaster and I was rewatching Go Super Saiyan for the first time. You feel me?
Yeah,
or like when I'm about to hit a PR and I be hearing Vegeta go in Super Saiyan for the first time when he blew, I think it was Android 19 to hell. So, I mean, I get it. There's how, either way, you were introduced to anime and you know, you liked it. Regardless of how your upbringing may have been, because, you know, anime didn't become cool until now. Thank you, celebrities.
Yeah.
But anyway, but you know, it was, you know, when you were a kid or a teen, you know, you may have been criticized for it or whatever. Helped us build a lot of character too. So fuck y'all. Now let me stop. But no, so anyway, Pokemon Foundation, again, thanks mom and pop. Introduced to anime. Your introduction to anime was Dragon Ball Z, well, Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. So what are your favorite, what animes, not anime, but what anime do you like to watch now? Like, is it more than one? Is it like a whole, like, in what category? Is it fighting? Is it fantasy? Is it mystery? Is it that blood and gore shit? Like, yeah.
Dog, like, it's like everything now. So it's like some of the big hits now. You know, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw
Relatively
Man,
new, yep.
Solo Leveling, and I love all different kinds. I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z again now. So it's like.
So I'm gonna ask this because of the era that you came up in anime.
Yeah.
Be careful how you answer this. You
Okay.
may make some fans upset. Which era anime was the best? Was it the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, or the Yeah, in your opinion, though, which era of anime was the best?
If I had to say,
Again, it's
I
your
will
honesty, so I get
say
it.
from the mid 90s to the early 2000s. So
He gets a pass, y'all.
when you get Dragon Ball Z, then Naruto's debuting, One Piece is debuting,
Okay.
and then Bleach is coming out. Like, these are the biggest shonen that came out that just really impacted the genre as a whole. So it's like if we want to look at the 90s, like, these are like the Michael Jordans of the game. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones that made the most impact.
I'll give you that. I'm an old head, so for me it was like G Gundam and Yu Yu Hakusho and all that other stuff,
Yeah,
Inuyasha and Romy Kenshin. But I mean, I get it. It's era. Some people watching it when we get to this part, they were like, "Damn, this dude is old." Nah, let me stop. So so anyway, you got your foundation in the anime. So how old were you when you went to your first con? And only reason I say how old are you like? Oh yeah, sure. How old were you when you went to your first con? And the reason why I asked it like that in that format, like your first con, did you cosplay or did you just you just go and saw? What was your experience like? Was it here in Fayetteville, North Carolina?
It was the first Fayetteville Con in 2015.
But yeah, continue. I've been to some cons, man, and again, people who watch this, and I know I'm gonna build a fan base, they're gonna be like, "What's wrong with it?" But anyway, your first Fayetteville, your first con was in Fayetteville. So what was the experience like for you?
It was cool. I really, really loved it because it was just around a lot of people that were just like me. It's just nerdy
Okay, I'll take
folk.
that.
And I was just like, okay, like if I go to anybody and I see them in a cosplay from a show that I like, and there's a conversation to be had there. So it's like people growing up, I was very much socially awkward. I didn't talk to a lot of people about
Amen,
those kind of
brother.
interests, right?
Hat
'Cause
goes off to you.
I have to pretend. There's like certain things I feel like I had to pretend to like when I was growing up, as opposed to like anime and stuff. So it was like it really more or less felt like home, where I was just like,
You was in your element.
right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, precisely. And it was really much an enjoyable journey. It's like I kept going to the Fayetteville shows, and
Have you been to others? Please say you've been.
Yeah,
to others.
yeah,
Okay, anyway,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I've been to Galaxy down
Yeah.
in Raleigh. I've done Animazement. I've done Ichiban Con, Triad, Anime Con. Several small cons. Like I went to
Tracking.
Power
But you
Con
have
a few
expanded
weeks ago.
outside
I've
of Fayetteville.
expanded,
Okay, yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
yeah,
I'll take
for
that.
sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait in your cosplay journey for you to start going to places like, and again, if you so choose, but like, Florida, and then LA one day and all.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue. I apologize.
No, it's okay. And I didn't start cosplaying until around 2022, I think. And
Who'd you cosplay as? It does that.
Oh, no.
We're making good time. I always got to do this. Walk back and forth. What they see is what they get. There we
there
go.
it is.
Now, one interview I did,
Long
man,
time.
in the Rayford area, I swear to God, I kept doing this every 5 minutes. I said, God damn! But anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The first cosplay I did was Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion. A white T-shirt, a blue shirt, black slacks.
That's an OG. So,
It's an OG, yeah. That's
and
one
I'm
of
gonna
my
give you some
favorite.
credit. I mean, you didn't mention it earlier, but I'm gonna give you some credit. So how about this?
I'm going baseline. I tested the waters there. Yeah.
Why that one? And the only reason, so that anime in itself is so complex.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I was like, why that one? Why that character?
The main character was 14, and I was 14 when I watched the show for the first time. And
You
it's
empathized
just
a lot with
changed.
him, didn't you?
I did, and I didn't. It's like how it was Pokemon. I didn't grow out of like being like, oh, he needs to grow up. I always just empathize with him to this day, and I was just like, I get it, you know.
Permit me to access, and if this is a sensitive subject, again, I'll cut it and move it to another subject. He was definitely one of my favorite characters. Do you think that you empathize with him because again, he had an identity issue, and a lot of us around, and what teenager doesn't, especially when a boy becoming into a man. So in that format, is that why you identified with him? Is because again, in that's still adolescent years, right? When you what are they age, like 13 to 17? Either way, whatever the number is, it's kind of like he had an identity issue, but he had so much responsibility to bear. And in anime terms or whatever, he was saving the world left and right. But he was still figuring himself out as a man, even though every other episode it was a crisis.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then too, you can bring in the emotional coyness and having a crush on a girl. Either way, we that didn't want shit to do with him at all. But anyway, but not my hat goes off to you for that. Like I don't. The age I'm at now and everything, like, because I still haven't cosplayed. I will eventually. I still haven't cosplayed, but it's just like, you really touched a childhood memory for me. And when you said you cosplay as him, I said, for me, I just had to ask. I said, why him? But you told your why. I apologize. I interrupted. Please continue.
No, yeah, 100%. I just sympathize with how, like, I just relate. Not the movie scene, not the hospital scene at all. I don't relate to that at all. Oh. I don't relate to that at all.
Oh yeah.
And then
see now,
but just
now see what they gonna do is they gonna watch the movie first before the damn episode. They're gonna be like, hey yo, you sick now. Let me start. No, like, oh shit. No. Yeah.
He was just a loser, and that's how I felt. I was just like,
oh come on, dude, like, don't say. But yeah, no, I get it.
I'm doing a lot better now. Like, but I get it. He was socially awkward. He didn't know how to express his feelings. He's a young man feeling sexual urges for the first time, having to deal with the opposite sex for the first time. He didn't know how to convey it because he had so much issues outside of his regular life.
Yeah, but the mommy and daddy issues and not boy empathize a lot. Anyway, but I'm glad you touched on that because it was I didn't even think that. I ain't gonna hold you. If you had said Berserk and you cosplay as Griffith, I probably would have been like, okay, we cutting this interview for real. Let me stop. But no, boy, he Gus been trying to get his lip back for 30 years and still ain't got it. Yeah. But no, But no, I what you just touched on, and I think, and generations change, brother. So like the issues that you went through as an adolescent teen, anybody that went through issues as an adolescent teen, like, again, you can empathize with that character in that show. So, but hey, that was a good one. So were you able to pull it together?
I did. I do him to this day. So I do a muscle man version of him now. So I said I want to bring
the version of him that he wanted to be, really.
The version. I said, what if Shinji hit the gym and I call him Trenji now. So I said I took the shirt, right?
Yeah, no muscles. No, let me start.
Now he does. Now he does. Yeah. I cut the sleeves off the shirt and I made like these hoochie daddy shorts.
You need to get a female to cosplay with you as Oscar and be like, so this, nah. That's very misleading. I'm so sorry.
This is what I really wanted.
Yeah. But no, that's some dope ass shit.
Thank you.
But in the beginning, so Shinji, then you modified it in your own way. So were you happy with it though? Like can we continue?
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Say less. Let me set the clock again. So with that, were you satisfied with the cosplay? Like, did you was there a level of satisfaction you got, like, because you were in your element and you were actually allowed to be, I don't want to say you because this is just my opinion. Cosplay is an escape. Well, everything is an escape. You got healthy escapes. You got the gym, you got running, powerlifting, lifting, bodybuilding, working out in general. You have gaming. These old heads may think that's bad, but hey, boy ain't out there selling drugs or gang banging.
Streets.
Yeah, you got cosplay. I feel like cosplay as the individual, it can be healthy and positive. So like, did you get a sense of fulfillment when you first cosplayed?
Yeah, it felt great.
Well, obviously, if you're still doing it.
Yeah, because it was one of those things where to this day, it's very nerve-wracking to do because that's just like, okay, I'm a grown-ass man in public playing dress-up, right? And then I go, and when I do it, and it's the interaction with people
I'm going to go ahead and take it there. I mean, there's other people that do it, and nobody that ain't got a problem with it. Yeah, very entertaining. So
but that's me in my own head.
Okay, got track. Okay,
that's me in my own head. Like I psych myself out sometimes out of things. I try not to, and because that's just what I think. Because like but the interactions with people take me out of that. Where it's like, oh no, like people actually will like this. Like it's
like putting on a mask and building up a completely different persona.
it's
cosplaying.
I do it to characters I can relate to, and it's taking bits and pieces of my personality and
And
allowing
putting
me
it
to
into that
express it
Got you.
more, you know? In other terms where I can't, okay, like when I do Inosuke, right? He's a wild, crazy boar man. I can't do that all the time in public, but when I do it, it's just like, oh, he's Inosuke, he's acting like Inosuke. That is Inosuke, and I like, that wild part of my personality that I have is like, I'm expressing it more.
So if I may, I feel like, well, with anybody, I feel like that would not that character, but any character that wears a mask, I feel like it'd be easier for. This is my again, if I'm speaking out of ignorance, forgive me, but I feel like with that, because again, you got the physique for it and you wearing the mask, so I feel like, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, of course, it's easy. To me, it's easy for you to go wild, but then again, too, I have yet to cosplay, so again, I wouldn't know. I could cosplay and not have the face paint on or a mask and be nervous, or I could still. I want to do Guyver. I don't know. Bio booster, yeah. Like I feel like I could. Ain't nobody gonna know it's me. They gonna know if he's black, white, or Asian because he's in a bio boosted armor. That's expensive. I'm gonna tell you right. But anyway, but not
Yeah.
So anyway, so anime cosplay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it there. When did you get introduced to the aspect of fitness? Like, how young did you do any sports?
I played basketball my whole life.
Okay.
I played basketball since I was like,
Is that why you
single
felt
digits.
out of place? Because the world of basketball and I'm asked. All right. Well, so let's touch on that. So you played basketball your whole life. So how old were you when you started?
like 5, 7. Like I was young.
Are you good at it? I mean, I know you say some people play and they suck at it. I'm just asking you. You good at it?
I can hoop.
Okay. Say less. I'll take this. Good cardio.
Yeah.
So you who got you into it? Was it your choice or was it mom and pop?
It was so. Both of them, they got me into sports really young. It's like they at Bragg, their youth program, the MWR, they would they had all different classes for kids. They do it for cheap, and my mom just signed me up for all of it. And then my dad, he likes sports, so he encouraged me to do sports. He likes baseball a lot, and I never really got into baseball, but I would just play different class, do the classes, do the rec. But like the one was basketball. It was just basketball. I just enjoyed the flow of the game, playing it. I just gravitated towards it a lot.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, what were some of the challenges of sports? Like, so you said basketball and baseball, right? Like, what? In my mind, when I hear those sports, I think cardio. So was it was it demanding as far as cardio and vascular endurance, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
What type of training regimens did you do in those sports?
Basketball, I would do a lot of cardio, a lot.
Like suicides and sprints?
Suicide. Yeah, suicides.
Was this before you even touched the ball and got into your circuit training for like, what was it, hooping, shooting, and then dribbling? So like, okay, so like prime example, like on a typical day for your, I'm gonna call it a regime, but your basketball training, like what would be your starting workout?
I honestly, one of my best, I'm good at shooting. I can shoot. So I would just practice.
Kobe.
I would go, there you go, Kobe. And then I'd practice form shooting. I do form shooting.
Here we go. God damn it, keep going.
And I'm gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I do form shooting from different angles. I probably pick 3 to 5 different angles, and I get up close. I do form shooting. Then I just go 2-hand, keep it flowing, and then I would practice free throw. Then that's when I'm like, okay, off the dribble. Okay, if I have somebody, okay, I'm catching and shooting, and then that kind of type of deal. But my coaches were always cardio first. I like to get the basketball in my hand and do it first, and then burn out with cardio. So it's just kind of like the duality.
So you're training winded at the same.
Yeah.
So it was physically demanding. Like, what were some of the big takeaways from it? And how much time did you have to commit to these practices? And the only reason I ask that, so a lot of people, we spend, whether you're sport oriented or not, we spend on average 2 to 3 hours in this motherfucker anyway.
Yeah.
But training for a sport, like I'm pretty sure you've done camps and everything too, and also the after school. So how long, like time committing wise?
I would, when I was younger, it was less. I would train, right? I'll do practice like maybe once or twice a week, but I would train in my front yard for like until like the sun goes down.
So
I would just sit there. I work on my handle. I dribble around cones, chairs. I practice spot up shooting. I practice off the dribble, doing different moves, like working on my layup, working on my left hand. And I was a kid. I had a lot of energy. Like I had like that's the biggest thing is like I had so much energy as a kid. I sit there, I'll watch anime all day, I'll play Pokemon all day. If I did something, I'm doing it all day. So it's like I'll play in basketball until my legs is cramping and it's dark inside and my mom's yelling at me to come inside the house.
So I pose a question for you since you played baseball and basketball. Did you hate losing? Like what was I don't
To
know.
this day.
Oh, so you're very competitive.
Yeah, very competitive.
All right, I know what toes nothing. Like you got it. Now let me stop. No, so only reason I ask is so believe it or not, man, a lot of whether again fitness influencer and you know the other four categories I said, respect definitely still to this goes out to y'all, but some of them have a competitive edge about themselves and it's their drive. Some of them have a level of humbleness about themselves and it's their drive. I say this because I love y'all. Some of y'all got a God complex, but hey, y'all got the numbers to back up your God complex, so I can't knock it. But it was just so for you. Is it safe to assume in your training regime, whether it is sports or you in the weight room, is one of your driving forces is your competitive edge?
Yeah, it's not to say that I want to be better than like other people, but it's like I want to go and be like, okay, I did my absolute hardest to improve my personal ability. If I'm in the gym, I'm taking most of my sets to failure. I'm pushing it. Like if I'm doing my powerlifting split and I feel like okay, if I'm doing my 5x5s, like this has to feel heavy. Like I need to get get my right weight on there, everything. So like by that fifth set, I'm grinding for it. You know, I have to feel like
Gassed.
Like yeah, if I feel like I'm leaving reps in the tank, I'm gonna be a lot harder on myself because I'm like, yeah, I could have done like 2-3 more reps.
You know that meme, that demon that's standing in your bed. You know you could have done more reps right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's there. But I can't lie and say I wasn't an arrogant little kid growing up. I always wanted to be the best.
Did you have to get humbled a little bit? I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always getting humbled every day.
I'll take. So how about this? Because we touched on your sport. So when were you introduced to the weight room? And the reason why I asked it in that format, because again, there's a reason why you commit to the gym the way that you. So were you young? Were you introduced to it like when you were a child, like 5, 6, or were you a little old? Well, obviously not. Okay, but so when were you introduced to the weight room?
I was 16, 17. I had a bad breakup. And I was
typical
just,
gym bro
it
story.
Was typical, the typical like
this world shall know gains. Now let me stop.
Just it's a canon event for all of us, right?
Okay.
It happens to all of us, and it was really I had a really bad experience with it, and I just said, you know what, I just want to.
Want the pain to go away?
Yeah, I need to focus on something different because I dedicated all my time to one person, one thing, which is like as a personal aspect is like. You should never just do that period unless you got a ring on it, you know. And even then, it's like
hallelujah, hallelujah, and
know?
amen. Now let me start.
Yeah.
So sorry you went through that. I talked to somebody else who went through that same thing.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
But so you got introduced. You know, we'll just say typical gym bro story. So what aspects about it did you like? And then on top of that, like. Based on with your athletic background, like what do you lean towards? Do you lean toward like physique, looking good, bodybuilding, or do you lean towards heavy lifting, powerlifting? Powerlifting. You know the 3 compound lifts. Like what do you lean towards? Do you balance it? You know.
I love both. I really do. Like sometimes I'm like. Love chasing strength, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I just love bodybuilding, the pump, looking good, feeling good. But it's like trying to almost blend the two, and maybe doing like power building. But it's like I get focused on one thing. It's like sometimes I can get really tunnel vision. So if I'm doing powerlifting, it's like okay, well, bench, squat, deadlift, or I'm gonna look at these 3 things, then the accessories we go do that after. If I'm doing bodybuilding, it's like well. If I can do, bench, squat, deadlift, I'll do maybe like squat and then bench maybe, when I'm doing bodybuilding. But sometimes I'll be like, no, I'm gonna do dumbbells instead. I'm gonna focus on the pump, the stretch, whatever I can get the most out of, And it's not to say that you can't look good and build muscle from doing the big three, which you certainly can. You know,
Okay.
that's one of the biggest.
Y'all hear that, y'all? No,
Yeah,
I'm saying, yep.
you can, like you can, like
Yeah.
you know, sometimes I get a better chest pump just doing training. I can do doubles, singles, triples on the bench and get a good pump out of it. I get good feel for it. And sometimes I'll do dumbbells and it feels good. It just depends on your body type, what you like to train. Like I say, if the bench works for you, you do the bench. Don't let somebody get in your ear and tell you not
Which
to do
one
it.
do you like? I'm sorry. 'Cause again, attention span of a squirrel. I think as I go.
you okay? Yeah.
Which one do you like more, the bench, the squat, or the deadlift?
I'm the best at squatting.
Okay, anyway, continue. You were saying. Yeah.
I'm the best at squatting.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
got long legs,
can't
brother.
deadlift the same. No, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I can't like deadlift. I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Okay.
And bench, and it's crazy to say like I don't like the bench as much. It probably is like it's the middle child for me.
Okay.
I don't hate the bench, and I actually certainly enjoy it, but it's not this. For some reason, squatting it just does something for me, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's the truth. I hate squatting. A lot of people hate squatting, but I'm not playing the gender card here. It's not in the realm I live in. The people I work out around, somebody gonna be like, "You bitch." Now, a lot of males don't like the squat, but males that I've run into, men, whatever, that like squatting out of all of them, they typically in their fitness, whatever it is, career or they typically progress a lot faster. Reason being, the science to it. I know the testosterone in the quads and the lower legs, and you gotta utilize the legs and activate it. I get it, but it's just know if you like training legs, out of all of them, you ahead of the power curve. If you were to choose, which one would you, if you were to make, one of them a career, which one would it be? Would it be bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, or Olympic lifting?
I probably would do the best at bodybuilding, but I would enjoy powerlifting more.
You get a pass. Now let me stop.
I'm not trying to beat around the bush here, but that's just how I personally feel. Like powerlifting is fun. Like what I'm doing is I'm having a blast. Like
I'm
like
sorry.
bench, like even it's like okay, I just went on that tirade about bench, but I love it. Like I like doing it. Like I just some days it's just like my shoulder.
Yeah.
My
shoulders. I don't think that's enough. No,
that's why I'm hating on it. That's why I'm hating on it. But like I enjoy squatting so much. Like squatting just like I just like it because it's hard.
So for me, if you open the door, so we're gonna touch on it. You're prone to injury to any of the compound lifts. We're calling a spade on that, but it's just I've seen some really crippling shit from a squat over. Mind you, depending on what weight you got over the bar, if it slip and it hit your chest, or So but it's just, and then too, man. But either way, you like what you like. Allow me to apologize. I know I have like a strong, forceful energy about myself. I'm trying to do it to be comical, but I mean, even if you had said so, I'm gonna touch on this. I did. Can we continue? Say like, God damn it! See, that's how you know. We had 30 minutes probably, y'all. Yeah, we had. But go ahead and set this clock. But the only reason I touch on it like that. So I did do a little digging on your page. You have, in my humble opinion, you have come a long way. So I wouldn't have knocked you at all if you had said bodybuilding, because you look. Is touch on the career path? Do you think your job plays a huge part in that? Let's touch on your job real quick. So like, you say you work at Cape. So what do you really do with your clients? Like rehabilitation training? Like, what do you do?
So yeah, we get a lot of people that come in and I basically just make programs for them, and we do health screenings. It can be injured or it can be someone completely healthy. So like, I don't know what I'm gonna get until I do a health screening with somebody. Like my coworkers can that may have made an appointment for me. They'll give me like a heads up, like, hey, this person has this, and this, and like they want to do this, and this. And so I was like, it'll give me a little bit of a okay, like I know what I want to. Like, it gives me a
A
head start.
cheat code for a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I wrong in analyzing it like that?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's fine. Yeah.
So like, what aspects about that do you deal like? Okay, so what do you enjoy about that? Out of curiosity, because like again, you seem like anything in fitness, you seem like you enjoy. Again, whether it's your job here or when you cosplay. So what are some aspects about your job with that? Because how I see it, since you're rehabilitating people or coming up with plan, you're personal trainer or physical therapy. Either way, that's how I view it. So like, what are some aspects? How about this? What are some aspects you like about it? What are some aspects you hate about it?
I don't think there's anything I necessarily hate about it.
Good.
I really love it. I really do enjoy it. It's seeing people's progress that really like does it for me. Like seeing people like I write a plan for somebody, right? Based on like if they may have like a joint issue, range of motion issue, if they have any different like metabolic conditions like that I need to be aware of, when it comes to the heart or like blood pressure, etc. If there are medications, it's like if I can get you in the gym,
Okay.
and train,
Y'all hear that?
and improve, I don't care if you follow my program to a T. I just want you in the gym training
to get better. Okay.
You don't have to
That's
be
commendable. That's very commendable.
You don't have to be doing crazy save the technicality for later. Just getting it started, get acquainted with everything. And I try my best to be very detail orientated for people. If they've never used a machine before, I'm gonna tell them every single part of that machine that they need to know. So they don't come in, people may feel intimidated, they may feel embarrassed, it's like not being able to know the machines. Like the most important thing is education.
Okay.
If they know what they're doing,
And that's in anything in fitness.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
If you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter your strength level, your experience. If you know what you're doing, you can get in and it feels good and you can get something out of it. That's the most important part. Whether I'm having them doing training or whatever, you can come in one time a week for a class. I'm like, okay, that's a good start. You can come in and do like, I don't know, you can just walk around the track 52,000 times. I don't care, as long as you're in there and doing something. America gets a really bad reputation because most of our population is sedentary. People don't train or do nothing.
Boy, you touching on a topic that a lot, but you know what? That's your truth, and you know what? I'm inclined to agree. But let's not even address the politics. I just started this channel. I ain't trying to get canceled already over some bullshit. But I will say this. I am inclined to agree. But also, too, to be fair, this is me calling a spade a spade. The generation of fitness has changed. Again, you do have, like, I call them youngins because I'm old enough to call them that now. But when you see younger people in the gym, like, man, like, to me, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds deadlifting 405. It's like, God, I didn't start doing that shit till I was in. So you do have some. Again, I do agree with the statement on that, on what you just said, but I wanted to add it to that. Like, you are correct, but at the same time, again, like,
it's changing.
in the time I came up, you really weren't in the gym unless you were an athlete. That's not the case no more. The gym is very therapeutic. It keeps you out of trouble. Well, depending on who you are and what you're around. But the gym saved me, y'all. But now let me stop. So there's no aspects in your job that you had in your life as far as the realm of fitness. So how about this? What are some aspects that you like and dislike in the fitness community, in the fitness realm?
I'm gonna start with what I dislike.
Go ahead.
Dislike. Okay, sometimes people can spread misinformation online on how to do certain exercises and what not to do, and I don't like people saying that, saying one style of training is like bad and wrong. I think
especially if they don't fucking do it.
Yeah, there's more gray area to it. It's like I would say yes, I'm a science-based person. I went to school for it, but there may be a bodybuilder guy out there or like a powerlifter who may give me a tip or like some exercise idea that I'm like, okay, like this may not be scientifically like optimal, but it'll work. There's not one training style that works. It's when it comes to exercise, it's a dose response kind of thing.
So you're open to it. There's a word for it. It's like you're open to critique.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm always going to be a student, you know?
Well, as long as it's not gonna say justified, but it makes sense in your training regime versus somebody who's probably a fat fucker, you know, but just you shouldn't be benching like that. Somebody gonna come at me when they see this part. I already know. Like, you bang it, bitch. But yeah, so. Are there any other things you may dislike? Is that just the one main thing you dislike?
It's the biggest thing I
Okay.
dislike because I just think there's so many different ways to train and so many different ways. Because most people are concerned with hypertrophy, just building muscle. People want to get toned. People want to get abs. People want to look good for the summer.
Overnight. Yeah.
Right. And I just think people going out there saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, you need to be doing this. I'm like, well, what if this person likes this? Like, I'm always pick on the bench. What if this person just likes benching and it works for them and keeps them in the gym? And if they switch to dumbbells or they do something else, they're like, oh, this shit's boring, I'm gonna stop working out, and they just stop coming consistently. You're not gonna keep doing something that you don't like to do.
I hope that's not a guy. But anyway, yeah. No. So that was a really good thing. How you articulated that to me, that's kind of a scary. To me, that's scary. And the only reason I say that, some people, and I've seen this happen, but what that example that you just gave, I've seen some people commit to the gym, and you know, I get it. Life happens. For me, the scariest thing is we're not going to be in a position where we can do this forever. Now, we may be able to do this for longevity, but after a while, there is going to come a day, whether you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, Lord, let me make it to my 60s, 70s doing this shit. But you're going to put the dumbbell, the barbell, you're going to put it down, unfortunately, you know. But it's just like, I hope you maintain a love for it to where you do continue to do it until you get to your old age. But sometimes in life, a mind fuck happens, and to me, that's a mind fuck. To me, a mediocre mind fuck, but something happens and they do stop. To me, that's scary. But I mean, I get it. My bad for going off on a tangent.
It's okay.
Yeah. What are some of the things you like about the fitness community and fitness realm?
I think a lot of people, especially a lot of my close friends, like Chris Kakarot.
Shout out.
Shout out. And then, another friend, Pharaoh Fitness. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's all over our profiles. Like, there can be so many uplifting people like those that I've mentioned.
In the fitness realm.
Fitness realm that do influencing or do videos. It's like no matter what your skill level, your strength is, there's people that's going to uplift you. It's like, it was like another thing. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was kind of I wouldn't say, like, it can be intimidating when it's some like guy's huge, bulky, like
Yoked?
towering.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, I don't really want to talk to them. It's like sometimes you talk to people and they're like the nicest guys, you know.
Gentle giants.
Right. And I think a lot of people are willing to offer advice and help each other out. I think the most pretentious, some people can be really pretentious, very arrogant, that don't want to share information, that look down on people. But a lot that you'll meet, gatekeep. A lot that you'll meet, are more than willing to help. Like, if someone comes up to me and asks me something, wants to talk to me about, like, whether they're in my career field or whether they just want like some simple advice, training, like, I am not going to sit there and gatekeep that. If I feel like I know something that may help somebody, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I don't want you to be better than me, so I'm not going to tell you that. No, I want everybody to, if someone says I'm trying to get like you, I said shoot higher, aim higher. I want people to just constantly do better, just be the best version of yourself. And I'm not spreading positivity if I know I can help somebody out and they're asking for it and I'm not giving it to them,
That goes off to you, brother. Cosplay. What are some aspects you like about cosplay, and what are some aspects you dislike about it? It could be anything, because again, this is your story. So, but yeah, what are some aspects you like and dislike?
I love the expression, and I love the artistry to it. Okay. I just finished making my Vegeta cosplay, Super Saiyan Vegeta cosplay.
Sean, you got some competition.
Hey man, he's the OG man. So he's the inspiration anyway. So I love the expression. I love it. Similar to fitness, a lot of people are very, very accepting of it and very open to the community, because a lot of us struggled when we were growing up, feeling like we needed a group to express ourselves. Like, there's not a lot of people. Like, anime is just now got cool.
Yeah.
It just now got cool.
When
So
we
it's
came
like,
up in the time, you got
Right.
bullied, beat up
Right.
on.
like,
Anyway, yeah.
like, why are you watching that, man?
Yeah, for real. It's just, people really tried you back then.
They
ain't
really
gonna
did.
do that shit now though, because there's a different generation of kids coming up. The shit, the gangsters like DBZ. The fuck you
They
talking
do.
about?
Yeah,
It's kind of like,
they do.
bitch. But yeah, I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that, and I love going to cons and meeting new people. It's a very good way for people to socially network as well. Because I know in the gym, I network through the people in the fitness industry, but through cosplay, it's like kind of the same thing. Because we have our niche, right, and then we go in and we're expressing ourselves in certain ways. So like people express themselves out here, bodybuilding, powerlifting, HIIT, calisthenics, you know, any different kind of stuff. You go there, people is like, oh, people that do like craft cosplayers or people that do like, you know, fitness-based cosplays.
Keep going,
like,
keep going, keep going.
like
God damn it all. I'm gonna figure
It's
out like
like
how do
a-
we keep this motherfucker on whole time? But yeah, my bad,
emotion.
brother. Keep going. Yeah.
And it's a lot of people, you know, they're doing that level of expression, and it's very much what I love about it because I feel accepted, you know. And we can all say, "Oh, I don't care what people think." Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody's conscious
To
to
a certain level, yeah.
To a level.
There's some, things you dislike about it, if there is a dislike.
I think. I think sometimes the community can get pretty toxic. I think there's certain individuals and certain people that do certain actions. It's just like, it's very questionable. But at the end of the day, we have to just support each other throughout the whole process. Of just
allow me to say this because I get it. I'm gonna tell you what I told Chris, what I dislike about it, because a lot of people get so engulfed in their character, and I recognize it because I see it in the gym. It's like people, especially if they have such a high follow base, they give you that whole celebrity treatment, like you should know who I am. Like, motherfucker, you're wearing a costume, dude. It's like I don't.
Yeah.
And then two, it's like I'm not body shaming. I'm gonna tell you, like I said in the last interview, I'm not body shaming, but. Some of y'all make y'all characters look sloppy as fuck. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, again, not body shaming. I'm just gonna say one character. Like some of y'all make Harley Quinn look obese. But anyway, what is somebody gonna come for me? I already know, and I'm a nice guy. But
Please don't cancel him.
Please don't. I'm
Please
trying to
don't.
be bitch. No, let me start. So my bad. Typically,
It's okay.
but before I end off the interviews, I do rapid fires. But there is with your story that you have just given and presented onto my channel. Is there any advice in the fitness realm that you would like to give? Just your advice. Your advice be like, hey. This is what I did for my story. This is what I recommend. If you have a don't quit speech, give it. But what advice in the fitness realm would you like to give?
You ever watch the Hodge twins on YouTube?
Hell yeah. What are you talking about before they became political?
Before
okay.
they
Hell yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Say less.
Do what you like. Don't let somebody get in your ear. You have to do this as optimal. Do what you like because being active, health is wealth. Being in the gym, doing cardio, doing strength training is important for the longevity of just us as human beings. So as long as you're in there trying your best, working hard, do what you like to do because it's going to keep you coming back. Don't let people get in your ear. This is not just for fitness. This is just for real life. If there's something that you want to do and you want to pursue and you want to put 110% into it, do it and don't let people detract you from wanting to do what you like doing.
Say less. I don't know if I can ask in this format, but hey, I'm still green in this area. But what advice would you give to people who haven't cosplayed yet, but they want to? Like they want, I know. They it's not that they're skeptical. It's just they feel like they don't have like. What advice would you give to somebody who is skeptical and or scared cosplaying for the first time, regardless of what age they are?
No matter, people will like it.
Okay.
People will like it. I think you go to a con, and if you have a character, you know, no matter if it's like a super niche character, like if I did Shinji, or if you did the most popular character, like you did, I don't know, Gojo, like right now, you know, from Jujutsu Kaisen. Somebody is gonna recognize your character, and they're gonna enjoy it, and they're gonna like it. And I think that will help, you know, I guess boost the confidence of just wanting to keep going to cons and do it again. Because I remember when I first cosplayed, and then like for the most in the entire con, like nobody kind of recognized it until people was like, oh, like blah, 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 you're such and such, and it made me feel like, oh shoot, like people actually recognize it and did it. Don't be afraid to buy the whole cosplay, you know, get it online. Don't feel pressured to have to make everything on your own.
There is some money that goes into it though too, right?
It's money, like, but like, do whatever you want. It's a form of expression. There's not a lot of judgment there, you know, from others. Just do what you like. Go out there and express yourself, and do it in any way that you want to do. Same thing I was saying about fitness. Just express yourself. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I think. And people will resonate towards that more than if you're trying to be fake. People, you know, will sniff that out real quick.
Well, in any environment, whether it is fitness or cosplay. Say less, brother. Thank you for sharing your story. Let me hit you with this rapid fire. So the rapid fire is like 9 to 10 questions, but you got to answer it within 60 seconds. So you ready for it? I'm gonna hit the clock.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm going straight off the dome. I typically would read from notes, but I got most of them remembered. You ready? All right. All right. Coffee or pre-workout?
Huh?
Coffee or pre-workout? Sorry, coffee or energy drink?
Coffee or energy drink? Coffee.
Okay, coffee. All right. Sumo or conventional deadlift?
Sumo.
Bodybuilding or powerlifting?
Bodybuilding.
Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Hip hop or rock and roll?
Oh Jesus. Hip hop.
All right, say less. Hey man, if you like it, I love it. Bulgarian split squats or hip thrusts?
Split squats.
Split squats. Say less. Say less. Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Cartoon Network.
Toonami or Adult Swim?
Adult Swim.
Damn. All right. Here's a real important one. Muscle mommies or fitness model?
I'd like both.
I'll take it. Hey, no, I'll take it. I'll take it. Hey.
But if I had to choose, it's the muscle mommies.
Again, brother, thank you for coming to this channel.
Thank you for having me.
Intro's coming out tonight. Send it to you and all that. I'm gonna link your Instagram and all that. Again, thank you. And again, Chris, thank you, because again, I know a lot of competitors, but I'm still green in the cosplay realm. But I do want to bring more cosplayers to my channel. And I want to bring, and again, gamers too. If you know any gamers, I'm willing to sit down with anybody, because again, it's like, this is positive shit, you know. And I know positivity, it grows really, really slow, and depending on what attacks it, it can die really, really fast. But whether you're a competitor in the fitness realm, a cosplayer, a gamer, a content creator, if you have some good shit to put on this channel, some good information, have a sit down with me and tell me your reason why. But again, thank you for telling me your reason why. Thank you for being part of my community. And hopefully I can bring you back.
Hey, I want to do it, you know, we can do a follow-up. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate you having me. You know, it was a wonderful talk, and getting to know you and everything was pretty cool, and allowing me to, you know, just speak my piece on here, and appreciate it.
We're going to get a workout in. All right?
Man,
appreciate you. And we are out.
All right. That was good, man.